Stay tuned for another episode of South Park, then cop a feel with the Man Show, only on Comedy Central.
Now my
Donald Trump
impression.
Small hands, baby hands, orange face, tiny hands, small penis, small hands, tiny cock, tiny hands, small penis, small cock, orange, tiny dick.
That's the joke.
Hey, that really sucked!
After a tense battle over where and how South Park was to air, Matt and Trey finally landed an agreement to the tune of $1.5 billion to stream on Paramount Plus earlier this year, committing to making 50 episodes by 2030. And what does $1.5 billion worth of South Park writing buy you?
I can't even see anything, it's so small.
South Park's political commentary has been worsening over time, even though attention towards it in media has been increasing, and overwhelmingly positive too. But despite, allegedly, thousands of valid IMDb reviews, it feels like very few people are actually talking about current South Park. Gone are the days of telling your friends about a South Park episode where, oh shit, you can't believe it, look what they got past the censors.
Oh, alright.
Oh, yeah!
Look, it's your favorite game getting shit on.
Go to the bathroom! You're shitting yourself!
You are agog, you are taken aback, you are pretty impressed this made it on TV. And so were Matt and Trey half the time. But now it's starting to feel like Saturday Night Live with marginally more appealing visuals.
Also, P.S. America, I have a great, big, huge dick.
Trump. His penis is teeny tiny, but his love for us is large.
It's no longer shocking, and hasn't touched anything taboo in years. Even worse, what once marketed itself as the satire show is becoming out of touch. And even worse than that, it's getting boring. So, what is it that's going wrong with South Park's commentary? We'll get to that, but first. Are you tired of mobile games stuffed to the gills with microtransactions? Well, I'm not tired, because I've been using Manta Sleep. They sent me this lush silk sleep mask with cooling eye cups as a separate little bonus. So if you suffer from migraines, or just from being too hot and moist, this'll really help you. And as a violent side sleeper, I can verify that as well as providing nighttime comfort, this mask has great pronap movement and is extra comfortable no matter what position you're in, or how much you throw yourself around when you're a snooze. It's easily adjustable, fits over my hair bonnet, and doesn't come off in the night. It's pretty strong. I've had mine for a good few months now, and it really does have that premium feel to it. You'll sleep through anything with your Manta Sleep mask. If that all sounds good to you already, then go ahead and have 10% off with my affiliate code TRUFF on the Manta Sleep site. There's a link too, it's on screen and down in the description. And now, back to the video. The glaring anomaly when it comes to South Park's political commentary is Trump.
Hey, relax, guy!
There is so much Trump. Trump has been parodied not once, not twice, not thrice, but 4 times in South Park's history, dating back to season 5 in 2001. Were you even alive in 2001, viewer? I don't mean 4 episodes either. After all, he's been a meaningful presence in the political sphere of a powerful country for a whole decade. 4 episodes would be perfectly reasonable in and of itself. No, I mean that there have been 4 entirely separate forms of Trump parody in South Park. And in season 27, we have not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 Trump episodes at the time of writing in an unbroken row. That's not a special split into parts, mind. Just episodes all making the same kind of joke with the same target. Having a favourite celebrity to poke fun at is obviously completely fine and very much in keeping with South Park's history. But the issue is that it's excessively repetitive with Trump. Although not as powerful, Kanye West, for instance, is also a person with a big personality and a distinctive look who says crazy things. He always looks really angry to me. This is the face my father would make if he found out I didn't do my homework that week. Kanye West has appeared in 6 episodes, with prominent roles in 2, Season 13's Fish Sticks and Season 17's The Hobbit. Hey, all good. Love me some gay fish, nothing wrong with that. He's a weird guy, lots to make fun of. But parodies of Trump were prominently featured as a central plot point in multiple episodes in seasons 19, 20, and 21, each season with multiple Trump episodes. And then that returned in season 25 for Spring Break, where the joke was that President Garrison, as one of the 4 South Park horsemen of Trump, just needs to get over the fact that MAGA was over.
I don't want to rally anymore. There's just a lot of people out there who won't let it go, you know?
Then Trump came back in a different form for the entirety of season 27 so far, when it became apparent that MAGA was not in fact over, and Trump IRL returned to office. IRL. So yeah, excessive. It's not making fun of Trump that's excessive in the sense of being inappropriate or punching down. After all, if you can't make healthy fun of who's in power, you might as well live in the UK. But what is excessive is how much the same joke is used as well as the same target, even within the show, ignoring the boundless Trump parodies outside of it. Let's see, we've got the he doesn't know what he's doing.
Now, I might not understand politics, or immigration policies, or the law, or basic ideological concepts.
You are the only thing that keeps me from doing all this stupid stuff.
We've got say silly thing in silly voice.
Well, there's only one immigration policy that I believe in, and that's f them all to death. So those dirty lesbians can't keep having abortions. Yeah!
We've got MAGA people brainwashed.
I don't know about you guys, but I sure am excited. America's going to be great again.
As an entire episode also, and a running plotline throughout the season, we've got weird face, and we've got small penis.
Come on, Satan. You know you can't resist this.
Too far, reel it in.
His
Why is
penis
my
is
dick so
teeny
small?
tiny.
But that's the size it is in the photo.
Reel it in.
To name but a few types of overdone Trump joke.
I have a great big huge dick.
It's not a highbrow show, and I'm under no illusions that it is. The lines that make me laugh the most are simple and stupid, like me. It activates my singular brain cell when Cartman is a dangerous psychopath for the millionth time, or when Rob Reiner loses his goo.
My goo! My precious goo!
And I remember it being 2015, and having a little file of Trump memes to release to my friends if he won the election. And to give you an idea, this was one of them. A little Shrek, you love to see it, excellent. I found it funny because I hadn't seen it a million times yet, and because politician make funny face, and I was a teenager. Like all memes though, it very quickly became annoying with overuse. Sure, I get it, he's an odd-looking guy. Oh, okay, yeah, I get it, I'm grasping your point, I understand, I get it, okay, I get it, I understand. Oh, Jesus Christ! And it wasn't just overuse that did in all these Trump jokes though, but the uncoolest people, every establishment and legacy media platform ever, were telling you over and over and over, for years and years and years, that Orange Man Bad is really, really funny.
He's a baby with even smaller fingers.
That's a fake laugh.
And that's a great way to make something not funny anymore. I'll give season 27 something though. They did briefly poke fun at how obvious the dishonesty of Trump advocating for Christians is when he doesn't seem to be one himself, and is not only a sinner like the rest of us, but seems to really publicly revel in degeneracy and hedonism. Not exactly an obvious Christian ally. You can see through it, and Christian MAGA supporters are usually either unaware or are just willing to ignore that for the sake of sticking with someone they think will do the right thing, despite him lacking so many of their values. So whilst Matt and Trey very much are beating a dead horse and doing yet more Trump plots,
Dad, what's wrong with
Trump's penis?
Why doesn't anyone want me to
Make more jokes about Trump's penis.
There he is, beating that dead horse!
this is something at least more in the realm of actual commentary than, haha, orange, and at least they stopped using President Garrison. There's also another problem with Trump being South Park's go-to content farm star yet again. It's really hard to parody Trump, for exactly the reasons I stated.
You know, there's just we're not going to make fun of Trump because you can't do it, because it's a provocateur making fun of a provocateur.
It's not because it hasn't been done before and it's never been more relevant, Guardian, but because it has been done before. To death.
To death, bro.
We actually said almost everything we wanted to say about Trump in season 19 in the episode. That was
that season turned out to be pretty prescient.
Yeah, and it's like, I don't know how much further we could go thinking, oh, that's our Trump show and we won't ever have to do it again.
There's not much left to say, and what there is left to say, left-leaning comedians don't seem that interested in. Everything superficial has been joked about ceaselessly over the years. Here's another superficial one though that I don't see as often as mockeries of his bad tan job. He's old. He's too old to be running a country. This is something I would have expected South Park to land on. I injured my knee last year, and I quote the Ran Down the Ramp remix constantly. because it's a funny speech to laugh at if you don't also move your body no good no more. For those who don't know, Trump brags about being able to run down a ramp, which is... anyone who has any old men in their life, it's very real. But I guess if you deliberately avoid making fun of Biden for 4 years, Biden, who is older and significantly more obviously ill than Trump is, you've kind of shot yourself in the foot. But if anyone could write themselves out of a corner like this and have a little fun at their own expense along the way, it's surely Matt Stone and Trey Parker, right? They've admitted they changed their minds before. Remember the Al Gore episode where they made fun of climate change as a concept?
I'm super cereal.
And then apologized for it later on, and did a follow-up episode.
Oh wow, look! Is the "you were right about member pigs" signed picture?
I do think there's a reason why the endless Trump jokes, other than being repetitive.
Are you fucking Satan? Is President Trump fucking Satan? The whole country thinks you're fucking Satan now. Donald Trump has got to be fucking Satan for sure. He is fucking Satan. That guy's definitely fucking Satan.
I'm not fucking Satan.
President Trump is fucking Satan. There's no way the president could be fucking Satan. President Trump seeming to be fucking Satan. Mr. President Trump is fucking Satan. He's fucking Satan. Karen, what do you think?
I think the president is definitely fucking Satan.
You didn't think President Trump is fucking Satan? Donald Trump has been fucking Satan this whole time. For all the doubters who thought Donald Trump wasn't fucking Satan, in your face. I just honestly didn't think the president was fucking Satan.
I'm not fucking Satan.
Are so stale, though, in contrast to other running jokes such as Stan and Kyle's bromance, and Cartman's psychopathy, and Randy being useless. It's because the writing of Trump is born out of anger.
Here's the thing. I fucking hate Trump.
Coping and seething, even. Rather than out of a jolly old time, as a lot of, comedy is. And that's blinkering Matt and Trey as comedy writers. One of the strengths of older South Park is less that it made fun of everyone evenly, because it never did, and that's perfectly fine, but because they were able to identify when something was funny and worth making a joke about.
And they would say hello, but they'd be thinking, there goes that murderer! You got away with murder, you murdering, lying waste of life!
In recent seasons, South Park has become not only increasingly self-referential with the whole deeply unpopular Integrity Farms bit.
Did everyone enjoy the Halloween special?
No, Randy. Only you did.
Oh. Well, that was pretty much my target audience anyway.
I'm having a laugh, so I don't want to give a toss.
But also decreasingly aware of its surroundings. Lots of funny things and characters in the world are being missed. Obviously, no writer can be everywhere at once, and they don't have to comment on everything, but you had the perfect Weekend at Bernie's set up for 4 years, and you did nothing with it. Nothing. Nothing about the hair sniffing, the other very obviously ill politicians, the fact that even Kamala's supporters had no idea who this woman was.
What is Kamala's greatest achievement as VP?
I literally don't know. I have no idea.
You don't know anything she's done?
No, I don't.
Fiery but mostly peaceful, Caitlyn Jenner but not Dylan Mulvaney or Lily Tino, or the Online Safety Act, or payment processor censorship, or no, nothing? Mr. and Mr. We Hate Censorship have nothing at all to say about actual censorship, but instead entirely make up a plot point about Trump censoring the show because a White House representative got pissy with them.
It's the fucking president, dude! All of you shut the fuck up or South Park is over!
I think one of two things is happening here. Either Matt and Trey are too scared to touch anything other than Trump, but still want to make political commentary anyway.
Oh! If the toxoplasmosis parasite gets to his brain, I'm afraid he may lose his freedom of speech.
I mean, there was a comedian, Patton Oswalt, he told me, I think
ABC suspending Jimmy Kimmel for 3 days is the worst attack on free speech we've ever seen.
And I disagreed.
You disagree with that?
Yeah. I thought it was
that guy that got shot.
Or they genuinely do suffer from Trump derangement syndrome and cannot see the wood for the trees anymore. Either scenario is really quite sad.
The Trump thing just kept going, and it was sort of like this microcosm of how a lot of people felt, where it's like, okay, can this just go away now so we can get back to our fucking story? But Trump just kept taking over everything.
And unfortunately, the latter is supported by the way they talk about the vibe shift in Sermon on the Mount.
I just realized that the side I was on was hopeless.
The former is arguably supported by the media treatment of their political commentary episodes, but I'll get to that a bit later.
Sir, it is my esteemed pleasure to introduce
Mr. and Mrs. Donald Trump.
Thank you for ruining my life!
Ashley!
What did you do?
Everybody's always blaming me for everything.
Being unable to recognize other joke-worthy things beyond MAGA shenanigans is only part of the problem, though. They also don't demonstrate an understanding of what they're making fun of beyond some American version of North and South FC and Funny Orange Man. The Took Our Jobs joke predates the whole Trump thing that was going on from season 19, but is emblematic of this problem. It's only a joke because it's said in a silly voice. They don't have a rebuttal or an answer to widespread working class worries about unemployment, even in a world where the US now has fewer job openings than unemployed people. Maybe because actually treating this topic with even a little sincerity forces you to recognize that working class people aren't completely stupid, and it's a founded concern that rationally drives you to consider who your allies in power really are. And it's also funny to make fun of the poor, right? Who desperately seek employment in order to survive, an issue you're very proud not to understand. And this is progressive somehow, but I lost my notes, so I don't remember why this gets a pass in the shitlib playbook. Let's see. No. Oh, here it is. You can be an obscenely rich celebrity without being harassed by the envious only if you say the line.
Why is my dick so small?
But that's the size it is in the photo!
Okay, gotcha. Instead of both sidesing it the way they do with the trans bathrooms issue, South Park sees the working class and offers,
"We're gonna get those Black Lives Matter protesters off the streets with a fire hose! Yeah, America, yeah!"
They don't need to both sides it necessarily, and they definitely don't need to solve this crisis, or even treat it seriously, of course. But if you're going to bring up a political issue at such length and make fun of it, you know, like they have with Trump and MAGA and immigration, you're not going to say anything insightful or even just funny if you refuse to engage with the issue you brought up. And if through lack of engagement you can't be funny or make any real comments as the Satire show, why raise "they're taking our jobs" at all? Why try to satirize a position whilst avoiding all its context and instead satirizing your own straw man? If you're struggling to understand why I'm finding this tiresome, think about why attack helicopter jokes or the new norm aren't funny. The first has been repeated way too much for way too long. The second is barely trying and doesn't get at what's annoying about the groups it's satirizing, so it just comes off as bland mush. South Park's political commentary has both problems right now. This comment floats around a lot, but it's true. This is genuinely part of why populists keep winning elections. You can brush it off as a joke all you like, but it's true. Not necessarily because all the voters blindly believe the populists. I mean, some do. Look at all the people who buy that MAGA merch. But because they want to believe them, as the only people on the ballot paper who don't openly hold them in contempt and openly ignore their problems. They just pretend not to ignore their problems until, like in the UK, you get yet another populist party springing up from the ashes of the last one. It's false hope where no real hope has been found. And then you turn on the TV, what do you get?
They took your job! They took your job! They took your job! Took your job!
Matt and Trey have become exactly like everyone else in cultural and political power in this regard. Ignorant, proud of that, and repeating the same jokes over and over like your grandmother sending you the 5th Minion joke in a row on WhatsApp. Read another book, watch another show, find another joke. But another consequence of being this blinkered for this long is that they don't have their finger on the pulse anymore.
Trey and Matt.
Are funny, Heidi. Get over it. Every time
South Park
talks about
Trump's penis,
I lose my fucking mind.
Matt and Trey don't really know what the 20 and 30-somethings of the day are thinking. They don't know the cultural rules as well as they used to, so they don't know how to break those rules.
But of course, with all these memes, as soon as you talk, even as fast as we can do stuff, it was like the next meme was in style. So as soon as we were talking about doing a planking show, it was already very passé.
In other words, they don't know how to shock anymore. Back in 1999, Iraq was under iron rule by this dictator, Saddam Hussein.
Let me show you how to scratch it.
He was known for leading Iraq into a devastating war, quashing any dissent and committing atrocities on his own countrymen, including genocide against Kurds. Very, very serious stuff. And although praised to this day by publications like Al Jazeera, he was deservedly viewed by millions as a villain. And Satan's boyfriend in the South Park movie.
You don't even have respect for me.
Ah, I do, guy.
This was a pretty shocking thing to do. I don't think anyone at the time was being quite this out of pocket with their political commentary. For reference, take this SNL sketch from 1990 and compare it to the commentary South Park offered.
Good gravy. What are you guys trying to tell me? Is this what I look like to you?
Did you miss me, Buttercup?
No, it can't be. You're dead. I killed you.
Yeah, you killed me. So? Where was I gonna go? Detroit?
How many times do I have to tell you? He's not gay. He's just English.
It's a fine line, English and gay. I mean,
We went through 14 bottles of vegetable oil. Ugh, I'm all greasy.
Oh, God, what time is it?
Bill, come on. I'm eating breakfast. I made the deal. I'm letting the inspectors back in. Now lay off.
Well, that's what I'm calling you about. You see, I was thinking maybe you could not let the inspectors in. What do you think? Come on.
Have you been drinking, Bill?
Yes, I can change, I can change. I know I've been a dirty little bastard. I like to kill, I like to make. Yes, I'm insane, but it's okay, because I can change.
Matt Stone and Trey Parker really meant it when they later said everyone can be made fun of. It was the context of what expectations of TV were like at the time, the ongoing political atmosphere, and in general how sensitized audiences were to homosexuality and to Satan being used like this. All of that context together made this as impactful as it was. Not as cutting-edge, high-octane intellectual discourse, but as a reviled dictator banging femme Satan. It's funny, and this provides us with a pretty good point of comparison when it comes to the fading shock value in South Park's comedy and commentary. Because when it was repeated over 25 years later for the fourth, I still can't believe that, fourth version of a Trump parody in South Park, it also just wasn't the same. They used Satan to parrot the same kind of hysteria we've been hearing for years. Trump is exactly like a genocidal dictator who plunged his country into war and eradicated an entire race of people from said country by force. Okay.
Why are you placing these new tariffs on Canada? What are you, some kind of dictator from the Middle East?
You remind me more and more of this other guy I used to date. Like, a lot. Like, you guys are exactly alike.
It's big year, and he's literally Hitler. Ran its course the first time it was said. It's definitely been around too long by this point. And again, it's big year. Without even touching the veritable sea of Trump jokes in our media, South Park and countless others have been making gay jokes and playing for shock value for decades.
Oh, that was a ghost!
The most offensive shot we've ever done in any South Park episode ever. And I cannot believe they let us
With the
do it.
slimed me?
Yeah. And this is one of those episodes that I saw a few weeks later and I was like, oh, that's not cool. Like, I was really disappointed in the network.
And continue to do so. Even just in animation, you've got Drawn Together, Family Guy, American Dad, Big Mouth, Futurama, Has Been Hotel, Solar Opposites, all relying on shock value jokes for varying portions of their comedy. And that's just off the top of my head. Good quality or not, there are so many examples of this. You can no longer rely on shock as a way to make an impression on your audience. Yet, it feels like Matt and Trey are trying to do that again. And not even in an original way, they're just retreading old ground. It's like they're trying to make headlines, and I mean, hey, it worked. But I actually think it's worse than that. They don't seem to have any Trump jokes left, and yet they're devoting an entire year of content to it. It's like their worst tendencies as the writers of South Park are cranked up to 11. What makes the trends observed in South Park a shame to see is that the political satire was always the worst part of the show. When you look at the best rated episodes, or you just ask someone whose opinion is always correct, like me, other than inexplicably one season 27 episode, apparently, it's all wacky adventures focused on the kids and commentaries on pretty politically benign topics that get the best ratings.
I was just wondering, are you by chance a pleasure model?
What?
But that's not to say that all of their more socially conscious episodes sucked. I really liked Britney's new look, which, sure, is in large part a criticism of the Hollywood world and how brutally it treats female pop icons in particular, but they also showed some self-awareness behind the scenes, and criticized themselves for their past treatment of Britney in the show. They understood at this point that they'd become part of the crowd they'd always considered themselves to be outside of, and perhaps above. They really did have an insider's perspective when it came to celebrity bullying by the public and peers, which I think is a common thread when it comes to the commentary episodes that worked. When it's stuff they understand, they write about it better. Duh.
Trump. His penis is teeny tiny.
No, we're professionals. Leave that shit to us. You know what I mean? It's like,
yeah.
God damn it, we're funny, and this is not funny.
Look at Cash for Gold or Le Petit Tourette, which I actually dedicated a whole video to. Even when they're talking about opposing sides that they obviously have an opinion about, they make fun of what's funny, rather than what makes their side look good. Look at how they did Richard Dawkins so dirty, and yet I'm pretty sure they share his atheism. I think a huge part of why a lot of political satire and commentary by many prominent Western entertainers falls flat is because of an unwillingness or an inability to introspect and make fun of their own ideology, and a lack of understanding of what other people believe and why. It's very difficult to make any meaningful comment on something that you just don't grasp in any capacity, much less a good joke. But when I watched all the Trump episodes again, I noticed that even then, the kids doing anything separate from the Trump plot were the best parts. Even in season 27, Cartman and Butters are funny. Hyperbolic whining is not. So why are they doing all this shit?
Listen, buddy, you just need to relax. All this protesting makes me look bad. Just take a rest.
Huh. Oh my god, that wasn't really all that funny. That's weird.
We've talked at length about how trash the political satire in South Park has usually always been, and how it's become worse and worse over time.
What's up, Bin Laden?
Aruba duba duba. Durba durba hawk.
Which begs the question, why? Why has it gotten worse? And why are they seemingly doing it more and more, even after saying in 2024 that they'd stop with the Trump stuff? I think part of the answer lies in the creators changing identity as writers. When they first started out making South Park and establishing the identity of the show, they were cultural outsiders to Hollywood. Two young guys with nothing to lose and everything to gain by being as outrageous as possible. They turned up to the Oscars on LSD. They made a whole special about the figure of the Prophet Muhammad. They weren't a part of the show business world really, which made them perfectly placed to deliver devastating parodies, and the occasional lecture with an insight that we didn't usually see presented so bluntly on TV. Tying into what I said earlier about them writing more competently what they do understand, the Minecraft episode reminded me of the fact they're aging, as well as becoming more sheltered as big wealthy celebrities. It's not just the world of ordinary people of ordinary means that they're losing sight of, but also younger adults and kids. The Minecraft episode was all about how they as the writers find what the kids are playing now inexplicable. You know you're getting old when you start feeling like that. I'm sorry if you feel the same way and this is how you find out that you are officially old. Don't worry, I'm getting old too. I don't understand VR chat. It doesn't look like fun and... Because I have phantom pain! Neither does Roblox for that matter. I'm too old for Leonardo DiCaprio, so it figures. Ultimately, Matt and Trey have morphed from two young bucks who don't take much super cereal into two middle-aged Hollywood old-timers who see themselves as unequivocally right and smart, and who exhibit waning self-awareness.
But, you know, we also were just like, that also just started of going, oh, I guess we got to do a Trump show because everyone's talking about Trump, even though we were kind of like, yeah, that sounds really easy and it sounds really base. And we made a little Trump and we're like, no, fuck him. We're not going to give him the satisfaction of being in the show.
I'm not in the mood right now.
In other words, they've turned into the kind of celebrities they used to make fun of through their show. Only this time, they don't seem to care or notice.
One day you will all look at the world us actors created and say, wow, good going, you really made the world a better place. Didn't you?
But I also have a little tinfoil hat theory on top of this, to go some way to explaining why they keep doing this. I think Matt and Trey have been pretty strongly influenced not only by their own isolation from non-Hollywood life, but also by media coverage. Let's do a little study, okay? You and me, we're scientists, we're researchers. Let's look at some articles from major global outlets about South Park episodes. When Matt and Trey make fun of Trump, they say it's solving a problem and going after him like never before. Then they mock trans women being in women's sports, and focus is drawn to Rachel McKinnon calling it lazy and transphobic, even though she's definitely not mad about it though. And then they mock Trump again and they're exhausted by Trump, but they can't opt out of satirizing him if they want to stay relevant. But then when they talk about trans women, it was divisive, and allegations of transphobia and mocking trans athletes were all that came up in this one article. But their Trump joke retreading constitutes coming out swinging. Are you starting to see a pattern? The Trump episodes are unique in South Park history in that they put all the focus on the same same target for years at a time, to the detriment of any other plots with the boys they might have written, or any other topics that arise in the world that might make good episodes. And for an example of how this might have looked, look at the Biden years, where the president really was above reproach according to South Park, and did nothing funny, did nothing weird, normal? Yeah, normal dude. Given the sheer speed of just how many reviews appeared, it feels like these Trump episodes are getting review bombed, if not by bots or paid reviewers, by the same seal-clapping Redditors who still call Trump Drumpf because they think it makes them look cool. Otherwise, the best rated episodes are almost all about literally anything else, but mostly just the South Park kids doing unhinged South Park kids stuff. Same with favorite episode lists almost anywhere. And yet, when Matt and Trey make the same comments about the same target, so long as it's the right target, they get praised in the media more than they did for all those beloved episodes, even though, as we've covered, these are the same jokes done over and over again. They even get called original for it, which is just a lie. Like, look at this article. Satire-proof president. Are you serious? Can you try being serious? If this is where the left in general is, then PC Principal and Cartman are right. It really is just over. I'm genuinely just... Call me Shakira flabbergasted. If you lived through the last decade and still think calling Trump satire-proof makes any kind of sense, and thinks Sermon on the Mount went after Trump as never before, despite in one scene using almost that same edited image from literally 2015, then there's really just no helping you. You might need a live-in carer. Shows change over time because the times change, and with that, so do the people behind those shows. That's not hard to grasp. Of course South Park was going to change over time. It's been on the air for longer than I've been alive, along with a little over 40% of you. But as expected as it is, I think there's something a little sad about seeing the poster boys for outsider criticism of sheltered Hollywood celebs in their ivory towers become, well, sheltered Hollywood celebs in an ivory tower of their own. In keeping with the much slower rate of episode production, South Park as a show is running out of steam, no longer has its finger on the pulse, and if nothing changes, honestly, I think it'll be welcome news when its end is announced. Not because it's a terrible show with no merits, even today, but because it's becoming more and more apparent that Matt and Trey just don't have anything worth saying anymore. They keep retreading the same jokes, even desperately reaching into the last millennium for content. And when a show as old as South Park starts relying on being self-referential for more than a gag episode or two, it kind of feels like the end.
I don't want to go through all that again. I just want to stay in South Park with you.
Well, I guess we'll just have to see what happens.
But that's all I have to say. That was a bit depressing, so I'm gonna go watch season 10 and pretend South Park is still good. And I'm gonna be reading these comments, I'm gonna be reading them good, so as always, leave your thoughts down below, and more content on Western animation is to come. Thank you all so much. I love you. I mean, I like you. You're okay. Whatever. See you next time. Bye-bye!